The Israeli Defense Forces have taken control of the Gaza Strip, and the Islamist leadership are in the area are no longer walking around in their uniforms pretending to be victorious. In fact, they are now begging for mercy and survival, and the anti-Hamas protests across Gaza continue. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you are on this beautiful planet. Welcome to 2C TV, your global news channel, and this is your latest update from the Middle East, specifically Gaza. So, it's been quite busy over the last couple of days, and the Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has just made an announcement in regards to creating yet another humanitarian corridor for the civilians in Gaza. The protests against Hamas continue despite the massive crackdown by the Islamists. A number of the leaders of the protest, the anti-Hamas side, have now been executed by the nutters. But this whole thing is now escalating because Israel initially started from the north, then the south, then the center. Obviously, Rafah has also been witnessing a lot of action by the IDF. But the latest that we now have for you guys is that they launched a renewal ground push in southern parts of Gaza, with the latest divisions actually advancing towards the central part of Rafah. This comes after a major overnight wave of airstrikes targeting Rafah and also Khan Yunis, signaling a broader escalation in the campaign. The idea behind this is to ensure that the actual terrorists are surrounded. They can't go north, they can't go south, they can't stay in the center, they have to go underground. And there are still some tunnel networks left, obviously, because there's a huge tunnel network that they've been creating over the last decade or so. And the Israelis are now going into that. And obviously, there's a lot of booby traps, so they have to take their time and be cautious about this. The fascinating part about how this is escalating is because President Trump gave the green light to Netanyahu to actually take control of the whole thing. Initially, we didn't really have any confirmation from the Israeli government in regards to this over the last couple of months, but now the Prime Minister has actually confirmed that this is now happening.
החמאס יניח את נשקו, מנהיגיו יורשו לצאת החוצה, אנחנו נדאג לביטחון הכללי ברצועת עזה ונאפשר את מימושה של תוכנית טראמפ, תוכנית ההגירה מרצון. זו התוכנית, אנחנו לא מסתירים את זה, מוכנים לדון בזה בכל עת.
You do not hide it. Embrace it. Own up to it, and this is what's happening regardless of what the so-called international community is saying, regardless of all the protests that is going to be happening now across the West again over this idea. But finally, we have the Israeli government listening to President Trump and saying, you know what, we have the green light, let's just do it now. So they have given the obvious options to the leadership of Hamas, and it's now up to them if they want to find a way to get out now, put down the weapons and get out, or, well, they will be eliminated. That's the only other option for them left. Now, Hamas and their leadership are no longer walking around in their uniforms, as I said. They are no longer celebrating that they are victorious. They did that when the ceasefire was happening. They have now released a statement crying and begging the international community to help them, saying the Gaza Strip has effectively entered a state of famine in one of the worst humanitarian disasters in modern history. For the record, this statement comes directly from the leadership in Gaza, the same leadership that over the last year and a half have been claiming that 50 billion people died in Gaza within 5 minutes. The same leadership in Gaza that claimed that they are not getting any humanitarian aid until the satellites basically exposed the truth, because we can see with cameras, you are stealing the humanitarian aid. And the same people who said the whole of Gaza has been wrecked, but we can actually see there are still buildings and shopping centers and everything else in the east and the western side still to this day. But now they are saying, please help us, world, please send us more money. And there are enough idiots in our political leadership across the world, across the Western world, that will actually fall for this and say, oh, of course, let's give you some of our tax money again, because apparently there's famine now. Oh yeah, famine across Gaza. What next? Now, Defense Minister Israel Katz also released a statement saying that they're confirming that Israel is securing the new territories from Hamas in Gaza after they declined to release the hostages. The IDF and of course the defense minister have now said that the troops will clear the areas of terrorist and infrastructure and seize a significant territory that will be added to what they're going to call Israel's security zones. That's the plan. So Israel's security zones, which is essentially Trump's plan of taking control of Gaza. A lot of people were expecting this to happen about a year ago. But when the Israelis wanted to do this, President Biden said no. And eventually, President Trump said do it. It still took about a couple of months for the Israelis to eventually get their act together and say, you know what, this is the only option that we have. Obviously, there's a lot of bureaucracy going on inside the Israeli government, so they took their time with all the meetings that they had. And also, in defense of the Israeli government, they've had a lot of internal division that they had to deal with over the last few weeks. Now, meanwhile, in regards to what's going on in Gaza, the protests against Hamas continue despite the massive crackdown on those who've been organizing the protests. A number of them obviously have been, the leaders of the protests have been executed, and they have received some support from the Israelis. But today and yesterday, we've had the biggest protests in Gaza. This is the northern part of Gaza. So it is fascinating how these guys are still continuing the protests despite everything that's happened to them over the last few days, over the last week or so, by Hamas. Now, there isn't much international support for these protesters, as you can imagine, apart from obviously support from Israel, but no support from any other government around the world, including obviously the Western European countries and North America. Now, the chance against Hamas is one thing. The situation with the underground operation is another thing, because the humanitarian corridors must be created regardless. And Netanyahu also announced the new corridor that will be created now to help the civilians and obviously to ensure that the Hamas infrastructure is not able to regroup. We have the subtitles. This was actually, the subtitles were not done correctly because the Philadelphia corridor has been translated into Philadelphia, so ignore that error. Just a heads up.
הלילה ברצועת עזה העברנו הילוך. צה"ל תופס שטחים, מכה במחבלים, הורס את התשתיות, ואנחנו עושים דבר נוסף. אנחנו תופסים את ציר מורג. זאת תהיה הפילדלפי השנייה, ציר פילדלפי הנוסף. משום שאנחנו עכשיו מבטרים את הרצועה, ואנחנו מוסיפים את הלחץ צעד אחר צעד, כדי שיתנו לנו את חטופינו. וככל שלא ייתנו, כך הלחץ יגבר עד שייתנו. אנחנו נחושים להשיג את יעדי המלחמה, ואנחנו פועלים ללא לאות, עם קו ברור, ועם משימה ברורה. ובעזרת השם, בעזרת חיילינו הגיבורים, אנחנו גם נשיג אותה.
Calm and collected. Again, apologies. The subtitle somehow said Philadelphia instead of Philadelphia. Two very different places, of course. Now, on the issue of what's going on with Israel itself, because the Channel 14 of Israel last night mentioned that a large-scale attack on Iran will soon begin. This is an attack unprecedented since the Second World War. This is happening at the same time as the Iranian regime initially rejecting any negotiations with President Trump. And then they said that perhaps we could do indirect talks, for example, through countries like Oman. The Americans said, sure, we can talk indirectly, but I'm not really sure what can be achieved. what the Iranian regime is doing is they're essentially just stalling. They're distracting everybody because they know any sort of negotiation that will happen indirectly, firstly, you have to wait for it to happen. That's going to take a while. Then when it happens, it's going to take another few decades because everything is going to be so bureaucratic. Diplomats telling diplomats to tell the other diplomats and back and forth, right? So they're trying to buy time. Meanwhile, the Americans have said, if they do the talks, then we're not going to hit Iran. But they've said we can't stop Israel. If the IDF is going to hit Iran in self-defense, then it's up to the IDF. So that could still happen anyway. But the Iranian regime, they've been threatening to hit Diego Garcia in the Chagos Islands, which I don't think it's going to happen because they're not that stupid. It was just they just bark all the time. For example, we had this idiot, the commander of the IRGC, saying basically doubling down on what they've been saying over the last few days. They said we're going to chase the enemy. We're going to go after the Americans, even if we have to get to the Gulf of Mexico. And they're saying it on purpose. They keep saying Gulf of Mexico on purpose to trigger President Trump. Watch this.
اتخاذ القرار بإغلاق مضيق هرمز ليس بيدي بل بيد الجهات العليا ولكن تنفيذه علي. هذا القرار سيتخذ إذا حرمونا حقنا ونحن نرى أن سفنا أخرى تمر، فسيكون لذلك معنى مختلف تماما، وحين ذاك سيتخذ القرار المناسب بإغلاقه أو إبقائه مفتوحا، وأنا كجندي سأنفذ القرار. فنحن دولة عظيمة والعالم واسع. ترامب أطلق هذه التهديدات من قبل. لا يستطيعون أن يمنعونا من تصدير النفط، وإذا تعرضت سفننا لأي حادث فسوف نرد بالمثل بلا شك.
مثلا در جبل الطارق که انگلستانی کار کرد.
إذا احتجزوا سفننا سوف نحتجز سفنهم أيضا، ولن نقف مكتوفي الأيدي لنرى أمريكا أو أي دولة أخرى تحتجز سفننا كما فعلت بريطانيا سابقا في جبل طارق بينما تمر سفنهم بحرية سواء في الخليج الفارسي أم في خارجه أم في المحيطات. سنرد بالمثل. نحن لسنا شعبا يتلقى الصفعات ويدير خده الآخر ليضربوه، لا، ليس هكذا. بل إذا تلقينا صفعة سنرد عليها بصفعة أقوى. لا يمكن لأحد أن يوجه ضربة إلينا ويهرب، حتى لو اضطررنا لملاحقته في خليج المكسيك سنفعل ذلك.
I do love how the Islamic Republic are obsessed with using the slap metaphor. They always say, oh, we're going to slap you so hard. What is the obsession with slapping? You use a different metaphor. Come on. Now, they believe that they are a superpower, right? Yeah, of course. For the record, the currency in Iran is now the least valuable currency in the whole world. Worse than North Korea and worse than Venezuela. But of course, these guys are a superpower. Let's take Iran absolutely seriously. Let's not forget that the supreme leader, who by the way, has had cancer for a very, very long time. And this guy is still going. How is this still alive, by the way? But he's also been going around sending his own threats, right? And this is just a fascinating one. Watch this.
نیست صرفاً این یک خط مشیه. علتش هم همین است که گفتم آمریکایی ها سالهای متمادی از سالهای میانی دهه 20 به آخر دهه 50 30 سال در ایران هر کار توانستن علیه ملت ایران کردن، هر جور توانستن ضربه زدن، از لحاظ مالی، از لحاظ اقتصادی، از لحاظ سیاسی، از لحاظ علمی، از لحاظ اخلاقی.
For the record, in case people are not familiar with what actually happened in Iran in the 1970s, yes, the Americans in fact were stirring the pot. The Americans did in fact ruin things under Jimmy Carter, that idiot, and CIA. Do you know what they did? How they harmed Iran? They backed these idiots, the Islamic occupiers. They backed them to install them, they put them into power and get rid of the Shah, the monarchy. I love how this idiot is going around mentioning the 1970s like, yes, they helped you. Now you're pretending that never happened because your policy is death to America, which, by the way, when they tell you who they are, believe them. He said it again. Death to America is not just a slogan, it's a policy. These are not your friends. They are an enemy. But Joe Biden And our government in Britain continued to give them money. And the current government, the Foreign Office, continue to refuse to recognize that the IRGC is a terrorist organization. They refuse to do it, by the way. Wonder why? We know why. Now, the problem for Israel is that they are once again getting targeted from all sides, including the eastern part, the Syrian border. Why? It's not necessarily just al-Julani, it's Erdogan. Yes, Erdogan of Turkey is getting involved. Let's give you guys this update. So, essentially, Turkey is moving to seize Syria's T4 airbase. Basically, this is on the edge of the border with Israel. They began taking control of the airbase near Palmyra as well, planning to deploy the air defense systems and drones to secure the region. This is part of the arrangement that al-Julani has with Erdogan. Erdogan helped al-Julani to overthrow Assad. In return, Erdogan is using Syria as a territory to get closer to Israel. The problem with this idea is that Israel is already warning both Syria and Turkey not to do this. They are saying that Turkey's possible military base in Syria is a threat. Israel has expressed serious concerns over the reports that Turkey is establishing a military airbase in Syria near Israel because it's a direct threat. Growing, obviously, the tensions between Turkey and Israel is one thing, but the new friendship between Turkey and Syria is a whole different problem. Not just for Israel, but for the rest of the world. Because Turkey is a member of NATO. That you have to take this seriously. Now, obviously, Erdogan is not going to be able to take over the region. He's not going to be able to be the big dog, despite what he says. You know, he believes that the Islamic Republic of Iran are barking. Yes, they are barking because they're also idiots who think they are the superpower of the region. No, you're not. Saudi Arabia is. So Erdogan thinks if it's not going to be Iran, then it's going to be his Ottoman Empire 2.0. And it's not going to happen. He's delusional if he thinks that's going to happen. What is his plan? Because Turkey has massive economic problems right now and is using more of the tax money from the Turks to spend on foreign wars and expansions. There's no point. That's why the protests in Turkey continue against Erdogan's dictatorship. Now, let's get some reaction. We've got RG from Israel saying just now, Syrian sources report an Israeli airstrike in northern Damascus, destroying an air defense battery and damaging a science research lab. Thank you, RG, for your quick update on this. Of course, we'll add this to obviously our reports as well, and we'll keep you guys posted. I'm trying to get some more information on this and everything else been going on over the last 18 minutes since I've been talking. We've got some trolls in the live chat as well. We've got Vampy Jen saying, hold your head in shame, Tusi. Okay, I can try. Why? This is not a free speech in the live chat. Get back to Iran. If it wasn't free speech, then I would not be able to see your comment, you idiot. So if you can post freely in the live chat and I'm reading your comment from the live chat, it means there is free speech in the live chat. Take your pills. It's been a few hours. Come on, next. I don't even know if Vampy Jen is actually a woman, because you never know these days, right? You don't want to assume. So I'm just going to, for the sake of it, say she until we get the medical professionals to confirm the gender. So we have RG also saying Syrian reports state of Israeli Air Force now attacking the T4 base. The base Turkey is trying to take over. Also red alerts in... oh, really? So that's actually happening now. So actually, RG, I'm going to have to pay you now to be our side reporter when we're actually... when we're doing a live report. You can actually give us the latest live updates on everything else. So we also have a quick latest video from the protests in Turkey as well, because it's all relevant. So we're going to get that confirmed. Obviously, the Syrians have reported this, but we'll get that information for you guys. But meanwhile, while the Israelis are apparently hitting that Syrian base that Erdogan wanted, protests in Turkey continue.
Evet, 2 Nisan Çarşamba 12.30 itibariyle alışveriş merkezindeyiz. Ve alışveriş merkezinin kartları görüyorsunuz. Normalde çok yoğun olan alışveriş merkezinin kartları şu anda boş. Neredeyse tüm kartlar boş.
So in case you were wondering what you were watching, these are shopping centers in Turkey who have now been, the shops, the businesses have been boycotted completely by the Turkish consumers because of their links to the Erdogan's government. So shopping centers are basically empty. There's like 2 or 3 people just walking around, and these are probably people who work in the shopping center. Nobody is going. There's basically a general strike on behalf of the consumers from Turkey. This is how you do it, by the way. This is how you bring down the whole system. You disobey. We have the defense minister, Israel Katz, also just saying that if al-Julani in Syria allows any actor, as in Erdogan, to alter the situation in Syria in a way that threatens Israel, he will pay heavily. So that is now a direct threat from the defense minister of Israel. It's basically saying, if you F around, you are going to find out. And obviously, coincidentally, this is happening at the same time as the Israeli Air Force hitting Syria. So we now have the confirmation of also the red alerts close to Gaza. This is what RG also told us. We have the map to show you where we are talking about. So this is basically by the border between Israel and Gaza. These are the red alerts in terms of the airstrikes happening here. Now, more evacuations coming to Gaza soon, and we will have more information on that over the next few minutes and hours for you guys. Where is Vampy Jen? Is she still around? Where is my favorite troll tonight? Yeah, what is this? Vampy Jen says, "Get back to Iran, you clown. This is a white country." Okay, I can't, even if I wanted to, because I'm banned from Iran. There's a fatwa on me. I'm on a blacklist, Vampy Jen. If I go to Iran, even if I want to go get ice cream, they will hang me. Unless you want me to get hanged, then fine, I can go. But unfortunately, I can't. So, stop it. Get a life. Next. What are the other trolls? We usually have like 2 or 3 more. What a shame. It says amazing reporting. It's like I'm there. I hope it's not true, because you don't want to feel that you're in Gaza right now, or Syria for that matter. Anyway, we have some super chats I've been ignoring. Sorry, guys. Blackfish Blues says, meanwhile, Christians are massacred and nobody cares. No Jews, no news. Yeah. Let's just say, if there was a Christian country and Israel would had to do some sort of self-defense, right? Hit that Christian country, hypothetically, and 1 or 2 Christians were injured. Oh, there will be a whole outrage. The United Nations will assemble to say that, well, the Jews are killing the Christians. But because Christians are getting killed by Islamists, nobody cares. No Jews, no news. Okay, it says mods are Jewish because I said the CIA is controlled by Israel and I got instantly shadow banned. We don't have moderators. If you think there are moderators, they are in your head. Also, you just said it. If you just said CIA is controlled by the Jews, right? And your comment appeared on the live chat, and the comment is also now on the screen magically. I know I do magic, and I'm actually reading the comment as well. So the AI, the algorithm on YouTube is now freaking out, right? Oh my God, someone said CIA is controlled by the Jews. Somehow, guy, your comment is still being read. Joe Turner says, "Hey 2C, Hello, Turner. I enjoy watching your content and appreciate the work you do. I'm from America. I love how you even allow the libtards messages come out so you can slam them. Yeah, I don't like the channels who ban the libtards or the commies because, it's why not have fun with them? Also, I have to do it to say thank you because they are really helping the channel by watching it. And, whether they are libtards, whether they are champagne socialists or limousine liberals, they're always welcome because, if they want to learn something, let them watch it. Even if what they do is technically what we call hate watch. It's sort of like hate F, but hate watch. But, let them do it. Guy is back. I logged out and my comment was removed. Don't know what to do about that. I don't have moderators. Mike says, Guy, Maya doesn't use mods. It's a PooTube. Yeah, also there's a problem with the YouTube comments in general. So you have to refresh and then click on all comments, not top comments, or live chat, not it. Otherwise, you don't see your own comment sometimes. Others can see it, by the way. And sometimes they can't. I don't know what's going on with YouTube. It's been like that since 2010. Now, there's a couple of people who keep copy and pasting the same comments, spamming. So we don't do mods. And we allow anything to be said. The one rule we have in this house, because this is not a democracy, it's a dictatorship, CCTV, is if you spam, even if you say, I love Maya's face, which is a true statement, by the way, if you say, I love Maya's face, and if you copy and paste it a number of times, you will get banned and you will be deported. Your channel sucks, but I like it. That's called masochism, but thank you for that. As long as you're watching it. All right, anyway. So, John says, I'm far right, and so is my nan. Oh, it's all the grannies, the far right grannies. Jay says, Tusi, you are a legend, brother. Keep dropping the truth bombs and keep opening eyes. Much love from South Africa. Oh, brilliant. Thank you, Jay, from South Africa. Keep fighting a good fight against the ANC. Ooh, hello. He's back. So it is YouTube doing it then. Yes, YouTube algorithm has been like this since the beginning. People have had problems even with normal non-political channels, like vlog channels, of Shane Dawson or whatever. It's always been the same with comments disappearing. You have to refresh and click on all comments or live chats. It's not worth it. Just be assured that you've sent your comment. Devon says, I have a feeling Vampy Jen is a Poppy Saxon PAG-UK. And the thing is, you would be able to tell because the insult will be similar. They're not really. They're slightly different unless Vampy Jen is on a different medication this week. He is Maya 2C. What? And we are the mods. That's good. Click on trolls and block them yourselves. Yeah, exactly. You are the mods yourselves. If you don't like someone, block them. If you don't like me, don't block me. You have to watch me. You have no choice. Anyway. We have someone from Israel saying, call me a crazy conspiracy theorist. Crazy conspiracy theorist, thank you. But I believe the Jews are controlling Israel. Whoa, that is breaking news. I don't want to speculate, but I have heard this before. I believe there is some evidence that the Jews are in fact controlling Israel. And which, by the way, which is true, right? Now, jokes aside, the Jews are controlling Israel, and the Jews are very good at controlling the world, right? That's what we've been told. Jews are very good at everything, basically, and we should hate them because they're good at everything. The problem with this is that have you seen the state of the Israeli government? And Israeli politics in general, the division, the chaos, the left-wing trolls. Clearly, the Jews are not very good at controlling the Israeli politics either. Because the left-wing weirdos in Tel Aviv, why are the Jews not controlling them? Come on. Vampy Jen is back. Oh, this is so fun. Where's my water? Oh, it's finished. See? I blame Vampy Jen. Vampy Jen says, Tusi bangs on about patriots and his fam, as in family, she's just too lazy to type in the next couple of letters, are from Iran and so the C word, but put K instead, saying that that's the best way to get away with the censorship, I guess, that ran away. I don't think you get the concept of patriots in any country. So yes, my mother was saved by the British Embassy from Iran because the IRGC were about to kill her. So what would you have done, Bambi-Jen? Just surrender and die? And yes, so the British Embassy were generous enough to actually help her out, send her here to the UK. And I was a child, so I didn't really have any choices. And the whole point of being a patriot, wherever you are, is that even if I somehow move to Israel, right, I will have to then be a patriot in Israel. Wherever you are, wherever your home is, you have to take care of your home. You have to believe in the land, in the system. You have to respect the culture, you have to respect the rule of law and the identity of the natives in that land. That is the whole point. That's why many people, whether they are Irish or Italian or whatever they are, when they go to the United States of America, they become patriots. They fly the flag proudly because America is now their home. That's how it works. Anyway, Tusi, a true Israeli patriot. Oh no, I'm a Jew now. Oh no, what would I do? When did I become a Jew? Although you don't have to be a Jew to be Israeli. You can be a Christian as well. You can be a Muslim. Bambi-Jen says, Tusi, F off back to Iran, you coward. Hang on. There's a problem here, Vampy. You censored you did self-censoring with the C word, right? Because you wanted to be slightly more polite, I guess. You put the K instead of C. But you decided to put the actual F word. You see the problem with the way your brain works? Queen Haina, let's see what we have here. Join Tusi TV Plus, or the app will only ever be an urban legend. Okay, I'm not supposed to say this, but firstly, Queen Haina, thank you very much for promoting our Tusi TV Plus platform, because I keep forgetting. Join us, join Tusi TV Plus. You can find the link down here or just here, tusi.tv. You get access to all the documentaries and all the premium shows and our chat forum. But the interesting thing I'm going to say is that, guys, the app is coming. The 2C TV app. I have a quick update actually on this. 2C TV app, which I've been saying is coming since Moses was baby. In fact, today we had some good news, because Apple, the App Store, which has been taking time, they have finally approved the enrollment. Finally. So we're now at the final stage. The app itself is ready. We were just waiting for the App Store. Google is easy, Android, and now we can actually put it on the App Store. It's going to take a few days, but it's there. It's actually there. I know I've been saying it, but it's coming home. Vampy-Jen is saying the same things that the West liberals say to Salman Rushdie, Mariam Enamaji, and all fighters. That's true. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point. Andrew says the UK is not a white country. Firstly, UK is not a country; it's a kingdom. Jan, UK is just a country. Simple. Oh dear. Do we have any skeptics in the live chat about the app? Yeah, Spaceman says soon. I trust me on this. Days, a week, 2 weeks max. It's coming. I'm actually optimistic now compared to last night. LF says, here's the app, Claptrap. It's not, it's coming, guys. I know you've been waiting. Anyway, I'm going to go back to Vampy-Jen in a second, because it's quite fun. But Cynthia says, Dear Hummus, get out. Hugs, BB. I really wish that the Prime Minister would actually send like just a note to Gaza. Just that. Dear Hummus, get out. Hugs, BB. RG says, both rockets were shot from Jabalia in the northern parts of the Gaza Strip. Both were intercepted by the Iron Dome. No injuries reported, mostly because they're just not very good at launching rockets from Gaza. They're very bad. Although they're not as bad as the Houthis, who can't even aim. Every time they try to hit Israel, they hit Egypt. How hard is it? Aim better. Vampy-Jen says, 2C is a runaway. And you are, I don't know, non-binary. Oh, God. We have Mel B. Thank you for your super chat saying, I've been anxiously waiting. Been awaiting the 2CTV app. Excited to know it's close to coming to fruition. See, Mel B believes me. Thank you, Mel. Vampy Jen is now drunk because I told her to take her pills. I think she took too many of them. Now she's lost her mind. She's now saying, "I'm Jewish, you Islamic clown." So suddenly she now self-identifies as a Jew. Secondly, I'm now somehow a Muslim. Do I look like a Muslim? How did this face become a Muslim? She also says, get out of the UK to see. You've already said that. Come up with something more original. Come on. I'm giving you a chance. I'm giving you a platform. Have a debate. Is Vampigen a far-right racist? No. She's I don't think she knows what she is, really. Even if it's a she, I don't know. Hamxs says, wait, is that Mel B from Spice Girls? Imagine if it was that MLB. Yeah, no, it's Mel B from America. Although I don't know where the other Mel B lives these days. Some says the app is an average. I love how much faith you guys have in me and this channel and what we do. You're very patient. Definitely not. You don't question my promises that the app is coming soon. Go on 2c.tv and sign up, and the app is coming soon. Also, I need to go take a break because I'm going crazy with you guys. We're going to come back later and give you guys more update. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe to the channel. Sign up to 2c TV Plus. Go on 2c.tv. I'm Maya 2c, and we are the media.